Your physique is not stuck because your chest is small. It is not because your arms are not big enough. It is because your traps are missing in action. You grind bench presses. You spam curls. You chase that shoulder pump every Monday. But your traps, they are completely ignored. And that is a problem, because traps are one of the biggest visual multipliers in your entire upper body. You have seen the comparison before. Same guy, same arms, same chest, same body fat. But one version has flat, sloped shoulders, and the other has thick traps rising up into the neck. Suddenly, he looks stronger, more athletic, more dominant. Same body, completely different presence. And yet, I would bet 80 to 90% of you barely train traps directly. You want the power-up without the training arc. You throw in a couple of lazy shrugs at the end of back day. You half-rep them. You rush them. Then you wonder why your upper body still looks unfinished. Let me fix that. Because well-built traps do not just make you look jacked. They make your entire frame look powerful. You do not look like someone who lifts. You look like someone who is built. Here is why traps change everything. This is not a shortcut. This is not a hack. This is your training arc. Class is in session. Let us begin. Why traps change everything. Your traps sit at the crossroads of your physique. They connect your neck to your shoulders to your back to your posture. When traps are weak, your shoulders slope forward, your neck juts out, your chest caves in. You lose presence. But when traps are thick and strong, something changes. Your shoulders sit higher, your chest stands taller, your posture snaps into place. You do not just look stronger, you carry yourself differently. And here is the part nobody tells you. Strong traps do not just improve aesthetics, they improve everything else you lift. Pressing feels more stable, rows feel stronger, overhead movements feel smoother. And if you have ever dealt with neck tightness, shoulder pain, or constant tension across your upper back, weak traps are usually the reason. Your traps are not optional muscles. They are load-bearing muscles. The problem with how most people train traps. Most gym bros think traps equal shrugs. That is it. They grab dumbbells. They yank the weight up. That's not a power-up. That's button mashing. They bounce, they drop it. Zero control, zero intention, zero growth. And even worse, that only hits one part of the trapezius. Because your traps are not one muscle. They are three. How your traps actually work. Think of it like unlocking layers, not skipping straight to the final form. If you want traps that actually look good and function properly, you need to understand how they work. Your trapezius has three distinct regions. Each one has a different job. Ignore one and your traps stay flat. Or worse, you build imbalances. First, the upper traps. These are the thickness builders. They run from the base of your skull down to your shoulders. Their main job is elevating the shoulder blades. That is shrugging. These are the muscles that give you that no-neck look when developed properly. But here is the catch. Upper traps respond best to slow, controlled loading, not ego lifting. Momentum kills trap growth. Second, the middle traps. These sit across your upper back. Their job is pulling your shoulder blades together. If your shoulders roll forward, if your chest collapses, if you look smaller than you are, weak middle traps are usually the reason. These muscles are critical for upper back thickness, and almost nobody trains them properly. Third, the lower traps. These are the forgotten stabilizers. They run downward toward the mid-back. They help pull your shoulder blades down and keep them stable, especially during overhead movements. Weak lower traps lead to shoulder pain, bad posture, unstable pressing. They do not get big easily, but they make everything else work better. Why your traps aren't growing. Here's the truth. Your traps don't grow because you rush your reps. You rely on momentum. You only train elevation. You never load the muscle with full control. And most importantly, you don't challenge your traps progressively. But here is the good news. Traps respond fast when trained correctly, because this is one of those muscles that explodes once you train it seriously. Why? Because most people undertrain them. The moment you start doing it right, they wake up. Now let me show you the smart way to build traps. This is where most people quit. No nonsense, no fancy machines, no circus exercises. We are going to train traps using 3 movement patterns: elevation, retraction, depression, and stability. Exercise 1. Controlled shrugs for the upper traps. This is your main mass builder, but only if you do it correctly. Grab dumbbells or a barbell. Stand tall, chest up. Now slowly shrug your shoulders straight up, not back, not rolling, straight up. Pause for 1 full second at the top, then lower the weight slowly. That pause is where growth happens. Do 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 15 reps. When it gets easy, add weight or increase the pause. Exercise 2. Row variations for the middle traps. Any row works, but only if you do one thing. At the top of every rep, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Think about pinching a pencil between them. Barbell rows, dumbbell rows, cable rows. It does not matter. What matters is control and intent. Do 3 to 4 sets, 10 to 15 reps. If you only feel it in your arms, you are doing it wrong. Exercise 3. Lower trap raises. This is where most people get exposed. Lie face down on an inclined bench, arms straight. Raise your arms overhead in a Y shape, thumbs pointing up. Use a slow tempo. This is not about weight, it is about control. These reps should burn. Do 3 sets, 12 to 20 reps. If your shoulders feel more stable afterward, you did it right. Now let us talk about how often to train traps. Your traps can handle volume. For most people, 2 to 3 times per week is perfect. You can add trap work to back days, shoulder days, or even short standalone sessions. Just do not ego lift. Progress slowly. Control every rep. Add load over time. Final thoughts. Traps are the difference between someone who works out and someone who is built. That's the difference between base form and final form. They give your physique presence. They improve posture. They protect your shoulders and neck. And best of all, they grow fast when trained properly. So stop skipping them. Stop half-repping them. Stop treating them like an afterthought. Build your traps and watch your entire upper body level up. Remember, the work is the lesson. The lesson is the power. Graduate stronger. Class dismissed.